play the countdown again. That way we can just reset everything. Not yet.
Nice job, ladies. Thank you. Let everybody get out and just start it at 4:20. Put 5 minutes on. That's okay. Don't worry. It's all good. Start away. Thank you. Go.
Volleyball is Heck, what? 9 to 12 on Saturday, right? Probably. I don't. Wait, you have practice on Saturday? I don't think we do actually. We don't? You just asked Jenna. She said no. I have no clue.
Coach, whenever you
got my roster.
yes, yeah. Okay. Whenever you find out, whenever you know who your line judges are going to be, send these to me, please. Whenever you get a chance. After we talk. When we get started warming up, then I'll talk. Good, thank you.
Good, how are you? Are you guys doing a short warm up or no?
It's 7.5.
Hey, go suggest that to the coaches and see what they say. Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, me too.
You mean like 2 and 2?
Yeah, let's get the show on the road.
Tony, where's the bathroom?
Huh?
Bathroom?
Go down that hallway right there, and it's on your right. 2 rights.
Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
The old adage goes, better late than never. It's finally time for some IHSAA volleyball action here at Heritage Christian High School on Heritage TV, powered by Indiana SRN. With my broadcast partner Eric Eaton, I'm Kurt Darling, and we're set to bring you live action of high school volleyball action between the Franklin Central Flashes and the Eagles of Heritage Christian. Eric, good to be with you here this evening. We're about an hour and a half late, but you still, like I said, better late than never getting going here.
Absolutely. First and foremost, Kurt, I think we need to thank the administration here at Heritage Christian for allowing us the opportunity to broadcast this game tonight here on site.
Exactly, and of course in these trying times here, it's a limited capacity crowd here. That's why we're in the elementary school here at Heritage Christian School. Normally you'd see us over at the main gymnasium, but due to capacity restrictions, they're trying to keep things as contained as possible. Parents and maybe a few extra spectators here on hand here for tonight's contest. Max capacity crowd of 250 people per stands, according to the IHSAA guidelines. And of course, everybody here is wearing a mask and socially distanced whenever possible, and that is definitely good to see here. And of course, we are socially distanced here as well, here along the sideline. You're sitting a few feet away from me, and of course, our producer, Ben Wood, sitting a few feet away from me here as well, here about the stage, facing out towards the court here. But still, a pretty good matchup here that we have going here tonight between Franklin Central and Heritage Christian. Franklin Central coming off of a tough loss in their season opening matchup against Roncalli just a few days ago. And then you got Heritage Christian on the other end. They're coming off of a pretty successful season last year. 30 wins, 4 losses, and a state championship under the first year under head coach Kyla Thomas.
Well, that's right, Kurt, and they returned just an incredible amount of experience from that state championship team 1 year ago. They only lost one senior off that team, and they bring back 10 seniors this year from a team that won the state championship a year ago. As you said, won 30 wins, 4 losses. In fact, won all of their 10 state tournament matches in straight sets. So they're going to start the year as number one. They should be. They're going to be the favorites to win it all again in 2A this year, Kurt, not to put any pressure on them. But the question is, can they remain focused and hungry to repeat again this year and do what their girls basketball program has done a couple times, win back-to-back state championships? I know watching them warm up here this evening, they look pretty focused to me.
Of course, they look raring to go with all the practice kills and all that stuff in the spiking and everything that they're doing here to get warmed up here. These girls are definitely looking raring to go as well. But also, it's really amazing to see here, Eric, is the fact that this Heritage Christian team, the success has really come very, very quickly, especially under first-year head coach Kyla Thomas last year, entering her second year as the head coach of this squad now. It's pretty rare to see that kind of success from a new administration like that.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible, Kurt, as you say, and you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Thomas for that success. I mean, she came in and the girls bought into what she was teaching and preaching, and obviously it ended up in a state championship. But she did have a lot of coaching experience of several years at Lawrence Central, and she brought all that experience here to the Heritage Christian program.
Then on the other side of the coin here, you have first-year head coach for Franklin Central, Madison Kunkler, and Madison Kunkler as at the head of this ball club here, and of course they're a little bit of struggle last year, and then they had an 18-15 in season there last year, and of course now they're going to have to try and build on that success here as well. We'll take a timeout here for the national anthem and starting lineups. When we come back, we will bring you live coverage here coming up next.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Meeting the starting lineups here at Heritage Christian School as we get set for volleyball action between the Franklin Central Flashes and the Heritage Christian Eagles. With my broadcast partner Eric Eaton, I'm Kurt Darling. As we get set to have some pretty good action here as the season opener for the Eagles of Heritage Christian tonight, looking to continue the success off of last season, a state championship and a 30-4 record last year. Going to try and keep the momentum going this year as we start another season in some pretty trying times here right now during the coronavirus pandemic that has been sweeping across the nation, but we're lucky to say that we are here. We have some competition going, and we are socially distanced and safe, and everything is raring to go for a good matchup here tonight. And now we're going to be going ahead and meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. So, Eric, why don't you introduce us to the Franklin Central Flashes?
Thank you very much, Kurt. First off, their head coach is Madison Kunkler, as Kurt talked about in the first segment. In her first season with the Franklin Central Flashes, comes over from the state of Ohio, spent last year coaching at St. Mary's City Schools in St. Mary's, Ohio. Their starters will be number 5, Liv Tarter, a sophomore, and an outside hitter position. Number 9, Caroline Hibbert, a senior at a middle hitter position. Number 10 will be Natalie Miller, a junior, and she's a defensive specialist. Number 11, Carissa Height, a senior middle hitter. Number 12, Carly Soborowski, a senior setter. And number 14, Amaya Price, a junior middle hitter.
And now we will hear the starting lineups for Heritage Christian, an all-senior lineup. Lots of experience going to be put on display here for this Eagles contest here. We got Kenzie Myers, number 4, the senior, the outside hitter, and also we'll have Lily Snyder, the setter, the senior as well, standing 5'9". Number 9 will be 6'1", Abby Menon, the middle and the senior there, and also Paige Hickey, Raven Colvin, and Elizabeth Phillips rounding out the starting lineups. And their libero for this contest will be Kendall Hickey. Those are your starting lineups for tonight's contest. You're watching IHSAA volleyball action here on Heritage TV, powered by Indiana SRN. Eric, we're set to go.
We are, and there was no coin flip prior to this match due to COVID-19 precautions. and they just decided that Franklin Central, being the visiting team, will serve first in this match.
And a couple of other different things you will see in this matchup. The teams will not be switching sides, which is customary in a volleyball matchup, but per IHSAA rules that were released just a few weeks ago, each team will be staying on their respective side of the court for the duration of this contest. To serve the ball up here for Franklin Central will be Carly Soboralski. And a good opening rally here for Heritage Christian, but it just sails out of bounds, and the first point will go to the Flashes.
Yeah, an attack here there by by Heritage Christian on the outside there, Myers.
The service again from Soboralski. A little long on the return from Heritage. And there's a attempted kill and attack. That doesn't go anywhere for Franklin Central, but on the putback there is Amaya Price. She gets the point.
Yeah, nice tip there by Price. Goes off the block in the middle of the floor into no man's land there, and it's 2-0 Franklin Central.
So the Flashes on a 2-0 run early here in this first game of this match. There's a big swat there, right down the middle from, looked like Raven Colvin there, who will get the first kill of the night.
Yeah, Raven Colvin gets Heritage Christian on the board. The big middle hitter for this team, Kurt, 400 kills last year for the season. That's 11.7 kills per match.
And to keep that in more perspective, every time she attempted a kill last year, it was 52% of the time it was successful. That's pretty unheard of. And another one right there from Raven Coleman, 2 kills.
It gets really high up in the air, hits straight down on that ball, and really Franklin Center's defenders have had no chance so far on those first 2 attacks by Colvin.
And how do you respond to that? Obviously, I mean that's pretty demoralizing early right there when you get that right down the middle.
Well, what they have to do is they've got to get a good attack on their side that sets that up, so they're scrambling a little bit because we get an ace.
And that's the ace for Lily Snyder, the senior. Last year had 37 aces off of 423 serves from Snyder. And the rally again right on the line, and it's just long and out of bounds on the attack there from Colvin, and it makes it a 3-3 ball game, and the service back to Franklin Central. Checking into the lineup now for Franklin Central will be Kennedy Brinker. And there's the tip right over the net, and that's going to be a point for Heritage Christian. Lily Snyder just getting a finger on it to roll it over.
Yeah, nice tip there. The set comes very tight to the net, but it looks like they ruled it out.
4-3, and the attack over the right side goes nowhere from Colvin. And a sub checking in now for Heritage Christian. That's going to be Gracie Ledbetter, one of 2 Ledbetters on this squad. Ledbetter had 2 aces against Franklin Central in last year's contest. The service, return back, and the attack, and another kill for Raven Colvin. And Colvin really bringing the heat right now as she still puts back Heritage Christian to a 1-point advantage.
Yeah, really good communication there between Snyder, the setter, and Colvin, the middle hitter. The timing very, very excellent there.
Awaiting the service from Ledbetter here as Coach Clunker will get with the official here about, looks like has something to do with some jewelry being worn by one of the Franklin Central players. And looks like Amaya Price told to take off some earrings that she was wearing, and now we return to the action. The service from Ledbetter. Right over the middle. Put right over the net, and there's going to be, looks like she may have got a double hit there called on. Going to be Caroline Hibbard there. That gives a point to Franklin Central and a 2-point advantage here. 6-4 your score in favor of Heritage Christian. Another service from Ledbetter. Big hit over the net. And it can't get back over for Heritage, and a point to Franklin Central.
Yeah, and a rare attack error and a miscue there by Heritage Christian as Elizabeth Phillips hit that ball into the net.
Elizabeth Phillips, another one of those big killers for Heritage Christian last year. She had 299 kills, and there's, speaking of kills, another one for Raven Colvin.
I've got her with 4 already in this first game, or in this first set.
And Raven Coleman, and that is right on par with her average per set last year. 7-5 your score, and Colvin to serve. Off the dig from Tartar, and they cannot convert.
Yeah, Abby Menon for Heritage Christian up front there got the block on that one for the point.
And so a good block there from Abby Menon. And the service again from Colvin. Off the dig. Good setup for Heritage, and just a floater right over the net, right on the line from Amaya Lowry.
Yeah, just a little off-speed roll shot and hit it right where there was nobody at. And you don't always have to be powerful to get the result you want and get that point.
And how do you make that decision as a player whether or not you're going to try and really pound it or just float it over?
Well, sometimes it depends on how it was set to you. If it wasn't a particularly good set, you'd sometimes have no choice. But sometimes they can get a viewpoint as to where the defense is as well.
And there's a kill for Abby Menon. And Abby Menon, one of 2 players standing over 6 foot on this Eagles ball club. Had some limited time on the court last year and going to be seeing a lot more of it this year as a senior. Colvin with a big kill. Right over the net, though.
Yeah, and that was a back row attack from well behind the 10-foot line, and takes a tremendous lot of power back there to be able to put that kill down, and she did effectively.
Able to use that very wide wingspan is Colvin, and she is on fire tonight. And the attack goes out of bounds from Caroline Hibbard. And another point to Heritage Christian. Or no, actually they're going to get some sort of violation call here. That's going to be a point to Franklin Central, and that gives the service to him. So Hibbard to serve. And right back at it goes Heritage. Elizabeth Phillips with the kill.
Yeah, she gets her first kill of the match there. Redeems herself from that earlier attack here.
Elizabeth Phillips averaging about 3 kills per set last year, 299 on the year. Played all 100 sets for Heritage Christian last year. Lofted back over from Franklin Central. Another good setup, and it's tipped out of bounds by Franklin Central, and another big kill for Heritage.
Yeah, it looked like that clipped the hands in the back row of the Franklin Central player there, Liv Tartar. It was one where she could have gotten out of the way. It probably was going to sail long.
So an excellent first game here so far from the Eagles. Going for the floater there was Carissa Height of Franklin Central, and she can't get it to go over, and another point for the Eagles. So 14-6 your score. Heritage in control. And the service from Paige Hickey. And just pushing it over the net was Kennedy Brinker, and it goes just on the wrong side of the line. And looks like they're going to give that point to Franklin Central.
They're going to say that they did hit the line apparently.
So after conversing, the point to Franklin Central, and now a serve coming from Natalie Millar. And so the official's going to make sure the scorebook reflects it as so. 14-7 your score.
One of the things, Kurt, that I've noticed here from Franklin Central early in this match, they really haven't seemed to have been able to get into any kind of offensive rhythm, be able to get the ball successfully to their setter, and they've got a great setter to get it to one of their hitters. They're going to have to do a better job getting set up in their offense if they want to hang in this match.
And so what else do you say to your team if you're Coach Madison Kunkler, just to kind of get people to calm down? Obviously, it's the first game of a potentially 5-set match. It's the best 3 of 5. But what do you say to your team right now just to kind of get them to calm down a little bit?
Well, sometimes the best thing is you really don't say anything. I mean, you just keep doing what you're doing. You got to believe in yourselves that you can fight back in this thing.
On the backward set, and an easy floater there from Abby Menon. And so that was an excellent assist. Looked like it came from Lily Snyder, just to kind of put it backwards. And sometimes that works for you. So the service now coming from Maggie Ledbetter. Ledbetter, one of the serving specialists for this Heritage squad, and put it on display right there as Franklin Central cannot connect.
Yeah, and that was unfortunate. That was a beautiful back set by Carly Sobierowski, and they just could not convert it.
16-7 in favor of Heritage. On the return. And once again, they cannot get it done as Liv Tartar can't get it to convert. It sails out of bounds, and another point for Heritage Christian. Ledbetter on the serve, and the high ball just goes on the other side of the net. And once again there, Eric, you're right, they just don't seem to have a whole lot of rhythm on the Franklin Central side as a timeout is called.
Yeah, so Coach Kunkler calling a timeout for Franklin Central to try and get things calmed down here a little bit, trailing 18-7. But as you talked about, I mean, that was not a good pass to the setter, Sobierowski. She had to come all the way to the near side outside the post. Did a great job of trying to bump set it to give her teammates an opportunity. But when you're facing the wrong direction, it did sail back over the net.
And, of course, now, and when you're talking about Heritage Christian now, they're keeping the momentum going. And one thing we were talking about off the air beforehand was the fact that there's a lot of substitutions in this game. And, of course, it depends on what the strategy is in the rotation of the serve. And so right now you have the Heritage Christian has Raven Colvin on the bench, and Heritage Christian has been able to keep that momentum going with one of their best players out of the ball game right now.
Well, that's obviously a big key for them. You know, if you take your best players out and still continue a run, that's why they are the defending 2A state championship team from a year ago.
And of course, Heritage Christian only had 4 losses last year. Losses to Delta, Roncalli, Cathedral, and Brebeuf en route to a state championship last season. So out of the timeout, going to have Maggie Ledbetter on the serve. Again, trying to get the rally going is Franklin Central, and a good defensive stance there from Heritage. And the return goes long from Paige Hickey of Heritage Christian, and a point back to Franklin Central. And so now if you're Franklin, you got an opportunity to try and really get some momentum going. 18-8 in favor of the Eagles. Off the dig. Return. And looks like we'll have a 4-hit call against Heritage, and a point again to Franklin Central, as we will now see Elizabeth Phillips check back into the ball game for Heritage. Off the serve from Height. And a sneak just back over from Snyder. Snyder off the set. And Menon can't connect on the return. This time, Myers tries it. She can't get it to go either, but there is right there with the putback is Lily Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder made a couple great plays there on dumping one over the net earlier on second contact, almost caught Franklin Central off guard. They did recover, and there she ends up getting the kill anyway.
And so now we have Raven Colvin checking back into the ball game. And off the service from Kendall Hickey.
Yeah, air there on Liv Tartar. Pushed that ball into the net for another Heritage Christian point.
20-9, an 11-point advantage for Heritage. Hickey with the serve again. Trying the attack and just slipping it over is Liv Tartar, the sophomore, who was an upstart freshman last year.
Yeah, that's what she tried to do on that previous air there, was just try to lift it right over the outstretched arms of the defenders. Was able to successfully do it that time.
And so the service back in favor of Franklin Central. Soboralski Back across, and Raven Colvin cannot connect.
Yeah, I think that one's on the setter right there. I don't think Snyder's particularly happy with her set there to Colvin.
So a 2-point rally right now for Franklin Central. And Colvin again tries it, a big dig, goes out of bounds off of, looks like Carly Soboralski there getting the dig, but it goes out of bounds and a point back to Heritage Christian. And we will see Lily Snyder with the serve. And Snyder just slips it over the net. And Franklin Central just looking all out of sorts on that one. And that goes down as an ace in the book.
Yeah, volleyball is very much a communication sport. Players out on the floor have got to communicate with each other, and so they know who's supposed to go get the ball.
Snyder now with 2 aces on the night. Trying again, and there's a big block right in front there from Raven Colvin, along with some help from Amaya Lowry.
Yeah, first block of the game for Colvin, as we're going to get another timeout.
We'll take a timeout. You're watching Heritage Christian Volleyball on Heritage TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Your home. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Be sure to click the red button on our YouTube channel at Indiana SRN and subscribe to some any-to-any. And want to watch back again on demand, just go to our YouTube page at Indiana SRN and click the subscribe button. Well, this game's about over here, or this first game of this volleyball match here between Heritage Christian and Franklin Central about over, 23-11, and Heritage has pretty much run away with this contest here. With Eric Eaton, I'm Kurt Darling, and here's the serve from Lily Snyder. And right back over the net comes the ball from Liv Tarter, and it goes out of bounds, and now we have game point for the Eagles. Off the serve, and the kill, and the attempt in the attack goes out of bounds, and they're going to call a four hits.
They're going to get a violation here on Heritage Christian.
Called some sort of violation on Heritage, and that's going to be a point to Franklin Central. So it's still game point to Heritage. Off the serve from Tarter. And just slipping it over the net is Colvin, and she can't connect. Off the block, and it goes out of bounds there. And so 2 in a row here for Franklin Central.
Kill there for Brinker.
And that'll be Brinker's first kill of the evening. She had 2 kills in their last game against Roncalli. Goes up, and they're going to call it out of bounds as it hits the post on the volleyball net. And that is going to be the game to Heritage Christian. And so the Eagles take a 1-0 advantage in this volleyball match. So an excellent opening game here for the Eagles to kick off their 2020 season. Especially a big game from Raven Colvin, who, by my calculations here, has 5 kills so far. Is that correct there?
I got her with 1 more, Kurt, but right around
we'll go with yours.
5 or 6 here in the opening set. That's a really good opening set from her.
And of course, she normally averages. She averaged about 4 kills per set last year, and definitely a good first set for Raven Colvin. Still an all-around good team game here from Heritage Christian so far. And of course, Franklin Central now on the other end going to have to try and come back from this one to try and see if they can even it up. But still, that's a tall task here going up against the defending state champions.
It is, but in last year's meeting, they did push Franklin Central to 5 5 sets and losing 16-14. Franklin Central did to Heritage Christian in that match last year at Franklin Central. So they know they're capable, but they're going to have to get something started here in this second set.
Game 2 of this match coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Heritage TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Indiana SRN. Get all the games that you want to see from high school sports here in Indiana on demand. Just click the subscribe button on our YouTube page. You'll be glad you did. About a minute to go here before we get set for Game 2 of this matchup between the Franklin Central Flashes and the Heritage Christian Eagles. I'm Kurt Darling with my broadcast partner Eric Eaton. And so, Eric, obviously we talked a little bit about what each team wants to expect going into this second one. Obviously, Heritage Christian's pretty much business as usual. You want to keep the momentum going, but obviously if you're Franklin Central, you really want to try and get back into this one and have a good game here.
Right, and what they have to do is what I touched on a little bit in the first set is they've got to get into their offense. They've got to start getting some good sets to their hitters, and that'll hopefully take Heritage Christian a little bit out of their offensive rhythm as they have to start scrambling a little bit on defense because they haven't been able to scramble. They really haven't been scrambling at all on defense. Heritage Christian has. They've been able to get a clean pass to their setter every time, and then they just get their hitters to put it away.
And of course, a couple of those hitters for Franklin Central are Caroline Hibbard and Carly Soboralski, who were each big leaders in kills last year, and they just haven't been able to really set them up. They have had a quiet game so far. Carissa Height has had a good game so far serving-wise, but again, this tough return here from Heritage Christian is really hard to beat and defend against.
Yeah, it starts with a good pass, and that's basically what they're going to have to concentrate on. Let's get a clean pass to our setter.
So it will be Heritage Christian serving the ball here as the winners of the first game. And we're waiting for the officials to get everything all squared away here. And it will be the same lineup for Heritage, with the exception of Maggie Ledbetter getting the start in this second game. You'll also see Myers, Snyder, as well as Menon and Colvin. And so they'll be going with the libero in Kendall Hickey to open the service for Heritage Christian in this contest. And then on the other side, still business as usual as well there with Josie Newman, the libero, getting the start in this second game, along with Natalie Miller and Zoe Munger getting the start in this second game as well. She saw limited minutes in the first game. You'll also have Amaya Price and Carly Soboralski. So game 2 underway here, the service from Newman. And rather, that was actually Hickey, and she opens it up with a pretty clean ace for the Eagles.
I guess they're going to say it just sailed out, Kurt. Looks like
ooh, just barely.
Yep.
So opening point to Franklin Central. On the return. Can't get it done, and then they finally are able to get the point as Franklin Central cannot convert.
Kinsey Myers put that one away there for Heritage.
And so that'll be Myers' first kill of the night. had a decent season last year for Heritage, 39 kills in 61 sets played. Off the service from Snyder. On the return, Tartar. A big attack is well defended by Heritage, and the return goes out of bounds from Lowry. And so it's a 2-1 advantage for Franklin Central. And checking in back into the ball game will be Kennedy Brinker. And Natalie Miller will be taking a seat. So Liv Tartar to serve. And an ace from Tartar. So a good start here for Franklin Central with a 3-1 advantage.
And they're putting a little pressure, as I talked about, on Heritage defense a little bit to start this second set, and they have a 3-1 lead.
Back again from Tartar. And the return from Myers, well defended by Franklin Central. And again, the libero is there for the dig for Heritage, and then a good return for Franklin, and they somehow managed to get the ball on the floor for another point.
Yeah, it looked like Clark just a little bit out of position there, and Colvin just a little bit out of position there for Heritage, couldn't quite get there.
A good service here from Tartar to keep the rally going. A gentle push back over there from Snyder. And the big attack across the court sails well out of bounds from Caroline Hibbard. And now we'll see Gracie Ledbetter check back into the ball game. One of the better servers on this Heritage squad last year. She had 50 aces off of 402 serves overall to lead the team. Big attack there from Brinker. And the return from Colvin sails just outside the back corner.
So far here in the second game, we really aren't seeing the rhythm between the Heritage setter and Colvin that we saw in that opening set.
Meanwhile, Franklin Central looks like they've really tightened up on the defensive side of the ball at least. So the officials conversing now with Madison Kunkler on the Franklin Central sideline. 5-2 your score as we await the conversation to wrap up here.
Should mention that our officials here tonight, we've got Tony Padro, the floor official, and Tony Richard is up in the platform here this evening.
And we definitely appreciate the officials and all they do here from the IHSAA, especially dealing with tonight. They're the only crew here tonight, which was part of the reason why we were so late getting on the air, is the fact that you have to go one game at a time here if you only have two officials here. But they've done an excellent job officiating every game so far. So conversations concluded, 5-2 your score, and the service coming from Josie Newman. Well into the rafters there off of the dig, and the return from Phillips is well defended by Franklin Central off the block. It goes out of bounds, and another point to Franklin Central. And it's tipped out of bounds by Heritage. And so Franklin Central really taking advantage of some big plays here. On the return, Phillips can't get it to go. Tipped right back over the net to Heritage. Phillips tries again. And again, well defended by the Flashes. A big block there from Colvin. And on the return, Brinker can't get it done. Tipped up, and we have a whistle. And it's going to be a 4-hit violation on Heritage. And another point.
Well, I think Coach Kunkler had something to say about defense during that the timeout between sets.
A big rally there for Heritage gives them the point, a 7-2 advantage. Another attack here from Brinker. Can't get that to go. Phillips on the return, a big tip up and block from Franklin. On the attack, tipped up. Back again. Lowry tries it again, gets it up into the rafters. Another big return, and Franklin Central keeps it going, but it goes long out the back. And a point to Heritage Christian, but man, Franklin Central's making the Eagles work for it now.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate that free ball did go long, but I tell you what, the libero player for Franklin Central, Josie Newman, is all over the place.
7-3 now the score. Colvin with the service. Onto the right side. Brinker off the block. Getting it back over are the flashes. Phillips floats it over, tips it up, and tips it out of bounds. Off of the hands of Liv Tartar, gives a point to Franklin, sent to a Heritage Christian rather. So 7-4 your score. Some good rallies here between these two teams as things have really tightened up in this contest.
Phillips with that last kill for Heritage.
Big block on the net and tip back to Heritage. Phillips again, and the attack goes long. And so look at that though, Heritage is being right on the money with the defense as well. So a lot better and a lot tighter defensive strategy here by both teams in this game. Off the dig, getting it back over is Ledbetter. And Ledbetter can't get there for the dig again along with Hickey. And the attack gives a point back to Franklin Central.
Yeah, Height with the kill there, and we're really starting to see that Franklin Central is starting to get into much better offense right now with Soborowski getting the ball to the hitters.
And Lowry just can't get the ball to fall the right way to try and get an effective return. And that goes down as a point for Franklin Central. Good service so far here from Caroline Hibbard. And a big attack from Phillips, and she connects.
Yeah, Heritage was in need of a point right there, and they got a good clean set to Phillips, and there was no block there, and she put it away easily.
So far, 3 kills on the night for Elizabeth Phillips, who's really had some good opportunities in this ball game so far, but has only been able to connect on 3 so far. And a floater there on the return from Kennedy Brinker.
Yeah, and that's a situation there, Kurt, where Brinker, her previous couple kills had been more powerful and perhaps caught Heritage a little off guard there, came with the off-speed dink and got him a point.
Sometimes that's all you need. 6-point advantage for Franklin Central in this game. Heritage Christian leads the overall match 1-0. And Phillips again, and a big dig from Newman. Just slipping it over the net is Franklin Central, and a couple of big lobs back and forth. Phillips tries again, and she just slips it over the net off of the block, and a point to Heritage.
Yeah, Franklin came with a big double-team block on Phillips, and she, as you said, just barely hit it off their hands and onto the side of the net she needed to get that point.
Subbing in now for Heritage is going to be, looks like Kenzie Myers along with Paige Hickey. Hickey with the serve. And again, a little floater over the net from Tartar goes out of bounds, and another point to the Eagles. 11-7 your score in this game. In the match overall, Heritage leads 1-0. A swift serve from Hickey, and it goes out of bounds. Remember, when you're bringing it over the net, you have to keep it in between the 2 posts that are on the net, and that return goes just wide of the near post off of Abby Menon. And there's a big ace from Hickey.
Yeah, and a rare passing error by Franklin Central here in this second set, as well as Natalie Miller unable to get that serve reception there.
Paige Hickey had 1 ace last year against Franklin Central. 29 aces throughout the entire season. Heritage unable to get the block, just slips it over the net, but right there for the dig, and again, right on the return is Franklin Central. It looked like Carly Soborowski getting the big. No, they're going to call it back towards Heritage Christian. Were they saying Soborowski got into the net?
I'm not sure what they called there, Kurt, either that or an illegal hit or something. She tried to make a powerful tip on second contact. Looked like a beautiful play, but they're going to call her for a violation.
And Madison Kunkler on Franklin Central looking for some clarification, as is Soborowski from the sideline official. So either way, it goes down in the book as a point for Heritage Christian, and it is now a 1-point game as Paige Hickey leading an excellent serve right now here. She has had 2 aces on this rally alone, and it is now a tie game at 11-all.
And we'll see if Coach Kunkler may come with a timeout here shortly, as Hickey is trying to turn the momentum back towards Heritage here in this second set.
Hickey played 98 of 100 sets last year for Heritage. And a big attack is well defended by Heritage, and they're just able to get it back over the net. And now we have a whistle. And it's going to be 4 hits on Franklin. Or rather, it's going to be on Heritage. And so it will be Franklin Central service, 12-11. The Flashes clinging to a 1-point lead. And on the other end, you'll have Carissa Height with the serve now. She was the leading server last year with 35 aces off of 213 serves overall. And she puts that service just wide of the line. And a service error puts a point on the board for Heritage Christian, and it gives them the ball. Kendall Hickey with the serve. Back over, a big block there from Colvin with some help from Myers. Myers with it, and a big, big kill for Kenzie Myers. And that one set a statement right there as Heritage Christian takes the lead for the first time in this game.
And I got that being Myers' second kill here in this second set. And one thing that Franklin Central and Soborowski might want to start doing is that if she's relying almost exclusively on the back set, might need to go to the traditional set here as Heritage is taking that set away from her.
Liv Tarter with a big attack. It's well defended in the backcourt by Phillips. Myers again, and another one. Kenzie Myers on a heat check right now. She has 3 kills on the evening. 14-12 your score, and Heritage really feeling the momentum now after getting a little bit of a scare from the Flashes early. And as we say that, Kendall Hickey just sends it right into the top of the net and cannot get it to go over. A service error puts a point back on Franklin Central's side of the court. And we'll have a sub now for Franklin Central as Caroline Hibbard will check back in, and the serve from Soborowski. Ooh, an interesting rally there, as it looked like they're going to call a lift on Heritage Christian, and that's an automatic point back to Franklin Central. 14-all the score. And Raven Colvin does Raven Colvin things.
All right, just the perfect height on that set there. And Colvin putting it away easily for yet another kill for her.
And you just got to love that consistency from Raven Colvin, having the year that she had this year, and especially getting the talent that you have now in her as a senior. Liv Tarter with the attack. Ball goes into the rafters, and Heritage still able to control it, get it back over. On the other side, an attack from Hibbard goes nowhere. It goes out of bounds. And another point back to Franklin Central. And so another sub here for the Flashes as Kennedy Brinker will check back into the game. Brinker so far with 2 kills on the night. Tarter with the serve. Setting up Lowry with the floater. And she's really been kind of one of those finesse players tonight where you don't really see her coming, but when you do, she's really been deadly.
Yeah, that was great execution right there. Just kind of set that ball over the net there, and there was nobody home for Franklin Central.
A 16-15 advantage for Heritage Christian. Hibbard can't connect on the attack. On the other side, Phillips, and she gets another one.
Yeah, we've got Phillips now with 4 kills here in the second set.
Phillips had 299 kills last year in 100 sets played. And she had 9 kills against Franklin Central last year, along with 1 ace. Off the floater, Franklin Central back to Heritage, and here's Phillips again, sending that one just a little bit wide of the line, out of bounds. And so back into the lineup is Carissa Height for the Flashes, and serving will be Josie Newman, the libero. And it goes long again.
Yeah, her previous serves were really good line drives, and then just a little bit off on the touch on that serve, and that's a service error and another point for Heritage.
Abby Menon back into the ball game for Heritage Christian as the libero Kendall Hickey will take a seat. And a good serve from Colvin just over the net, and Franklin able to field it and get it back over. Setting up Phillips. Not good connection there, and Colvin unable to try and get the return, and it gets tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, smart play there by the senior setter Soborowski on second contact, realizing that there was nobody home in that back right corner defensively for Heritage, and just punched it back there and gets Franklin Central a point.
And that's finally a kill for Carolina Hibbard, as she's just been struggling all night to try and get a little bit going here on offense. She had 75 kills last season and was 4th on the team. Lowry tries to get the attack going, can't connect, and a quick attack again from Menon. Off of the block. Menon and Lowry get it back over, and a big attack is blocked there off of Soborowski. It gets tipped out of bounds, though, by Heritage Christian. So you'll have Caroline Hibbard with the serve here as the score is tied at 18 points apiece in this game. Heritage Christian leads the overall match 1-0. Lowry with a big attack. Well defended in the backcourt by Tartar. Here's Brinker. Gets blocked by Lowry, and they're going to say that hit out of bounds and a point to Heritage.
I think they called actually 4 hits there, because I don't think the ball actually cleared the net.
So the point goes in favor of Heritage Christian, and now we will have Ledbetter checking back in for the Eagles, and Ledbetter will serve. And just an easy putback by Franklin. There's an attack from Menon, and Ledbetter fields it back. Phillips again with a big attack, and she gets another kill.
Yeah, the first set, it was Franklin Central really had no answer for Colvin, and here in the second set, they just haven't been able to contain Phillips.
Maggie Ledbetter with her second service of this rally, 20-18 your score. And Brinker with a little floater, and Ledbetter's right there for it. Her sister Gracie Ledbetter tries to get the attack on the other end. It goes out of bounds, and a point back to Franklin Central. And so a check, now some subs checking in here as Kennedy Brinker will take a seat, and checking in will be Natalie Millar. So a close game here in this second game of possible 5 in this match. And what's the ruling? It goes out of bounds there off of that attack from Abby Menon.
We've seen a few more hitting errors here in this second set from Heritage than we saw in that first. They're not as crisp on their hitting as they were in that first set.
The score tied at 20 apiece. And Phillips tries again. Well defended in the backcourt by Miller. And she tries again. It's blocked and hit, and they can't convert on the return, does Franklin Central. And the advantage back to Heritage Christian as we see a line change again here from Coach Thomas.
Now they're going to check Phillips out now as she checks out with 6 kills here in this second set.
Paige Hickey has been outstanding in the service so far tonight. She has 2 aces. As the officials are going to be checking the scorebook just to make sure everything is right so far.
And we've got both Phillips and Colvin now on the bench for Heritage right now at this point in time in this second set, and we'll see who Heritage decides to go to offensively here at this point in time. I know we've seen Kenzie Myers, just a couple powerful kills here in the second set. We'll see if they look to her.
So the scorebook all sorted out. And the serve from Hickey. Tartar on the return, blocked by Menon. Along with some help from Snyder. Menon on the return. And an easy quick over, and they're going to say some sort of violation on Franklin Central, and it will be a point to Heritage. 22-20 your score.
Yeah, that's twice now where Soborowski's tried to dump the ball over on second contact and been called for a violation.
The assist from Soborowski, and Liv Tartar gets the kill. A big one there for the Flashes to try and keep the momentum on their side, at least, as they try to get back out ahead. They have a 1-point deficit right now to the Eagles, as we'll have another line change from Heritage Christian, as we'll see Elizabeth Phillips back into the ball game. And so Paige Hickey goes in briefly to do what she does best, and that's serve. And now Phillips back in. Menon tries the attack. It goes into the net, and they're going to call that a net violation. And back to Franklin Central. 22-all is your score. A really tight ball game here down the stretch here, Eric.
Yeah, it sure is, and we've got some jump serving right now on display by Height.
Off the service from Height, Phillips tries to answer, and a block right down over the net from Kenzie Myers. And an excellent play there to get her hands just right over the net to keep that ball on that side of the court.
And I'm not sure, very close to being what's called a joust as well. I'm not sure Soborowski might have gotten a piece on it at the same time, but just too much power from Myers.
So the serve from Kendall Hickey, and on the return, Phillips can't field it. It goes out of bounds. And so it's 23-all, and remember, in volleyball, you have to win your game by 2 points in order to get the win of the game to try and get that advantage in the match. Big block there from Franklin Central off of Colvin, and that is now a 1-point game for the Flashes.
Maya Price way up in the air on that one, blocking Colvin, and I believe that's the first time we've seen Colvin block tonight.
And a timeout is called by Heritage Christian. We'll keep it right here on Indiana SRN. And to keep you updated on some other games that have been going on here on Indiana SRN, as Keith Myers keeps me updated so far here. Earlier on at halftime for volleyball, Garin Catholic had a lead over Hamilton Heights 1-0 maybe about a half hour or so ago. And then also when you've got boys volleyball action at Garin as well, Garin over Ritter right now 1-0 at halftime.
So right now, big opportunity here for Franklin Central. As a timeout was called by Heritage, as Franklin Central here with a game point here in this second set.
And so out of the timeout, the lineups remain the same here for both coaches. It's 24-23, and the game point, as Eric alluded to, for Franklin Central to try and knot up this match. And Colvin tries a big kill, and she gets it going. And that saves the game here so far for the Eagles.
Boy, a tough angle on that for Coleman. Cross court, got it in, and we're tied at 24. So we'll play some extra points here in this second set. Got to win by 2.
24-all. The serve from Lily Snyder. A quick return from Franklin. Just a pushover from Colvin. And that now puts game point in the hands of the Eagles.
Yeah, Colvin got blocked a few moments ago, which I believe gave Franklin Central that game point, and since then has come back with 2 consecutive kills.
And so both coaches now really dealing with a tough situation here, and it seems like this is how it was last year. Obviously, the first game between Heritage Christian and Franklin Central was all Heritage Christian earlier tonight, but tonight this game has really been a good one here, and Franklin Central starting to figure out how to really play with this team.
Yeah, and it really has started with defensively. The defense was much better here in the second game. Of course, they would help themselves tremendously if they could pull this game out. Awful tough to come back down 2 games to nothing against defending 2A state champs, in my opinion.
The Flashes certainly holding their own here. Here's the serve from Snyder. Game point for Heritage Christian. Tarter gets blocked by Colvin along with Lowry. Tarter tries again across court. It's fielded in a big floater and a big fake out mid-air by Raven Colvin, and that wins the game for Heritage Christian. What a play by the senior.
Yeah, she really showed at the end of that second game as to why she's one of the best volleyball players in the state of Indiana. When they needed her in crunch time, she comes up with 3 straight kills to really steal that second game away from Franklin Central.
Absolutely, but just still, how about that last play right there? She made an adjustment mid-air. It looked like she was about to wallop the ball to high heaven. Then she just tips it over, and it falls in favor for them.
I think her timing may have been off just a little bit for that powerful kill, but as you said, made the adjustment to get the soft kill down where no one was home and gave them a game winner.
2 games to nothing in favor of Heritage Christian here, and Heritage will try to close this match out in the game 3 of this match, and that will be coming at you next. Don't go anywhere. Heritage TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Be sure to follow us on YouTube, our YouTube channel at Indiana SRN. Get all the games that we cover here, from basketball, football, volleyball, and even when basketball comes around as well. You can get all those games on demand. Just check us out at Indiana SRN on YouTube and click that red subscribe button. With Eric Eaton, I'm Kurt Darling, courtside here at Heritage Christian School. Game 3 about to get underway here of this pretty hotly contested match. Even though the scoreboard reads 2-0 in favor of Heritage Christian, based off of what we saw in that last game, Eric, Franklin Central is very capable of playing with this team.
They certainly are, Kurt. Now, one of the things that Coach Kunkel is going to have to do during this timeout between sets here is to keep the energy and enthusiasm up for her team, because they played about as well as they could play in that second game. Still got away from them. So they need to come out there and keep showing that same effort. Maybe they can get this third game, and then we'll have, who knows, a horse race on our hands.
Now, but of course, on the other side, you have Coach Kyla Thomas pretty much telling the team to keep playing their game here as well, because they definitely got a little bit of a scare. You don't exactly want to get overconfident as the game goes on.
Now, I think they were out of rhythm, early in that second game. They got back in it towards the end of it, and particularly with Colvin. And so that's what they'll hope to do here, is just hope that the rhythm keeps up like it did in that first game. If so, they might be able to win this thing in 3 games.
The overall series between these two teams started back in 2007, as Heritage Christian was still in its infancy when it comes to the IHSAA, and they've really come on strong in their affiliationship with the association. So far, they've split the series, believe it or not, between these two teams, 4 games apiece. Franklin Central's actually won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two, and of course, Heritage Christian was able to break that streak last year in a pretty tough contest, which ended with 3-2 in favor of the Eagles. Obviously, you want to avoid that result here tonight.
Yeah, well, of course, we should point out Franklin Central, a much bigger school than Heritage Christian.
Absolutely.
Too.
Of course, Franklin Central playing in the 4A ranks here in the volleyball realm. Heritage Christian 2A state champions last year, but still able to play with any team in the state is this squad, and that was put on display last year. Basically, the clinic that they put on in a straight set win last year in the state championship. 30-4 last year under Kyla Thomas in her first year as the head coach of this squad, and very, very impressive. Very, very impressive outing last year as well. And just to keep it in other perspective too, even outside of Kyla Thomas, this Heritage Christian Ball Club, they've won 54 games in the last 2 seasons. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and 3 straight sectionals as well.
Game 3 underway. Franklin Central with the serve from Caroline Hibbard. And so far, a good rally for the Flashes as Colvin tries to really get a kill there, and it goes into the net. They're going to call her hand on the net as well. That's a point to Franklin Central. So again, Franklin Central getting the early dibs here in this game. Here's the service now from Soboralski. Phillips from the backcourt gets a big kill there.
Yeah, got it right off the hands of the blocker there for Franklin Central. Hibbert, and down for a kill, and we're tied at 1 in the the third game.
And that's now 6 kills for Phillips this evening. First service of this game here for Heritage Christian. They lead the overall match 2-0. A diving dig, and they cannot connect. Getting it back over to Franklin Central. Liv Tyler tries to float it. A big block from Colvin, and it gets tipped out of bounds. Colvin's doing it all tonight. She's blocking, she's killing, she's assisting, she's doing whatever she can to try and get some success here for this Heritage team.
It's going to be tough to get a tip floater over the outstretched arms of Colvin.
Snyder with the serve. Off the dig from Miller. And Tartar tries that attack, but again, it's those outstretched arms of Raven Colvin, along with some help from Amaya Lowry. These two players here in Colvin and Lowry, they seem pretty much unstoppable right now on the defensive side when you're trying to get it back over.
Yeah, that's a powerful block right now that they've got over there.
And there it is on display again as Tartar cannot get it back across. And the libero will get it back over as Colvin tries another big kill, but it just sails wide. And so checking back into the ball game is going to be Kennedy Brinker. Brinker so far with 2 kills on the night, as Tartar will serve. And right back over to Colvin, and again, she can't get it to connect. It goes wide. No, they're going to call some sort of violation on Franklin Central, and that's going to be a point to Heritage. So 3-2 is your score now, as the substitution for Gracie Ledbetter comes in now, and she will do what she does best, and that's serve the ball. Again, had 50 aces last year. She served the ball 402 times. That's a pretty good percentage of aces to services from last year.
As we've got another conversation here at the scorer's table. Now we look like we're ready to go.
So the point goes down as Heritage's 4-2 your score. Ledbetter with the serve. And the backwards assist looking now for Hibbert. She can't get it to go. And now the floater from Lowry. And right there, like we said, Lowry, she just kind of comes out of nowhere and she'll make you pay. Of course, Lowry has several assisted blocks along with Colvin tonight, and there's a big ace for Snyder. Rather, Ledbetter, excuse me.
Yeah, good serve there, right in the middle of court. No one home. Gets the ace. 6-2, Heritage.
So that'll be Ledbetter's first ace of the night, and she'll try again. On the return, and give that kill. Looks like to Amaya Price. So a 6-3 advantage. Heritage Christian going to try and win this game and close out the match as they lead the overall match 2-0. And there's the easy floater. Again, the outstretched arms of Raven Colvin. It almost looked like she reached over one of her own players as she was jumping up to just try and nudge it back over the net.
Yeah, it's just very difficult to defend that type of soft kill there, if you will, because we've seen her come with so much power, and all of a sudden she goes with a dink.
And, of course, she has some power, and then she just gets the ball inbounds off of the right side. Some strategic serving from Raven Colvin as well. That's her first ace of the night. So a 5-point advantage for Heritage, 8-3 your score. On the return, and a big block from Abby Menon along with Amaya Lowry. And so that seems to be the thing you do here if you're Coach Kyla Thomas, is whenever you got Raven Colvin in the backcourt serving, you throw men in right there to just pick up the slack. There's the floater right over the net from Hibbard. Can't get that to go. Phillips on the return, and it's just inbounds, and another kill for Phillips.
Heritage starting to pull away here in this third game. It's getting a situation now where Franklin Central is going to have to start getting some points here quickly.
And now by my calculations here, Eric, both Phillips and Colvin have combined for 16 kills on the night. As Colvin tries to make it 17, but very well defended there by Josie Newman, the libero, and it sails right back over the net, and Colvin unable to be there to try and dig it out. And it's a 10-4 ball game as the ball will go back to Franklin Central.
Looks like Colvin going to check out now.
And Colvin all smiles right now as she's having herself a pretty good game. And now Hibbard will serve it. And on the return, Lowry tries to tip it back over. And Heritage will have to reset it here as Phillips will get the job done, getting it right in the back corner for another one. And now we will see Paige Hickey check back into the contest. Again, so far has really been the best on the service so far tonight with 2 aces, but the fact that she's really been able to set it up to give Heritage some pretty good possessions. Big block from Phillips and Menon. Back into the net is the return from Zoe Munger. And it stays with Heritage Christian. 12-4 is your score, and the Eagles really taking control of this one. And another ace for Paige Hickey.
A good strong serving right here for Heritage, and they've got a commanding lead.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll take one with it. You're watching IHSAA Volleyball on Heritage TV.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Right back into the action here. Paige Hickey with the serve, and that goes down in the books as another point for Heritage Christian. 14-4, a 10-point advantage in this game.
Yeah, Franklin Central now is not being able to get into any kind of rhythm on offense again, and that's one of the big reasons they're down by 10 points here in this set.
And the service goes long there for Hickey. With Eric Eaton, I'm Kurt Darling, courtside here at Heritage Christian School. Franklin Central still has not yet won a game in this match, and Heritage Christian going to try and close it out now as they have a 2-0 advantage. And so the service coming from Natalie Miller. An awkward return, but they get the job done as Phillips will get another kill. And now we will see Kenzie Myers check back into the ball game along with Maggie Ledbetter. And so Maggie Ledbetter, like her sister, very good on the service. Had 37 aces last year. And Tartar has not been able to get going this year, or this game, as they've really been all over her right now. And of course, Tartar, she was really an upstart freshman last year, played only 8 sets, but really showed some promise, and she's really showing some talent here tonight for Franklin Central. But Heritage Christian has been all over it there on the block, but still Franklin Central able to convert that one.
Yeah, going off speed there for the Flashes was Carissa Height for that kill.
And it will now be Height to serve the ball for the Flashes. As Coach Thomas will have Hickey check back in as the libero. And there's a big kill from Abby Menon.
A big swing by Menon right in the middle, front middle there. No block for Franklin Central, and it's 17-6 now.
I have that as Abby Menon's third kill of the night. Raven Colvin checking back into the ball game. Off the service now from Hickey. The return from Tartar goes long, but it's fielded and returned by Heritage. And there's another big dig from Phillips. Myers with a big slap. Controlled by Franklin. Another big rally here. Myers puts it back over the net. And there's the tip back over now from Price. She can't get it to go. That time, Raven Colvin says, I'm done with this, and she finishes it off. So the longest rally of the night that we saw right there. And Raven Coleman puts an exclamation point on it. Still a 10-point advantage. And actually, they're going to say that's out of bounds, actually.
Yeah, I think they might have called her in the net.
Because the ball looked like it landed in bounds. So take that kill away from... So call that a net violation rather than a point for Raven Colvin. And it is now a service for Franklin Central. Still, Lily Snyder's like, nope, ball don't lie.
Yeah, there we get again a joust again. Two players right above the net with their hands on at the same time. But it was won there by Heritage and Snyder.
18-7 the score now. And Snyder with the serve. And Tartar will try to float it over. Easily controlled by Heritage. And there's a kill. It goes out of bounds, actually. No.
Myers, I think, hit off the block, so it should be a kill.
So it'll be good. It'll go down as a kill in the book here for Myers. And Snyder will serve it. Off the floater. Heritage. And an easy, quick, and powerful kill for Raven Colvin. This player can do it all.
Nothing you can do about that if you're Franklin Central.
And that was set up perfectly. Looked like that was Myers on the assist. Tartar easily puts it back over. Lowry tries one. And an easy dig in the backcourt by Franklin. And Colvin tries to just push it over, and it is just in bounds.
Yeah, deep tip on that attack there by Colvin. Gets her another kill.
And a timeout on the court. We'll take one with them again. You're watching volleyball on Heritage TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures.
Because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
If you missed most of this game, don't worry. This game will be on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to Indiana SRN on YouTube to watch any game back on demand, just like us at Indiana SRN. Well, getting close to the end of action here in Game 3, and it is all Heritage Christian after they got a pretty good scare in Game 2, but they took care of business in that one, and they're hoping to take care of business here in Game 3. And they do so right there with a big ace on that service. 22-7 your score in this game. And that'll now be Lily Snyder's fourth ace of the night. Off the assist, and Tartar is blocked again by Colvin and Lowry. That dynamic duo has been really deadly all night. Snyder off the serve again, and she puts it just over the net for another ace.
Yeah, between the aces and blocking here for Heritage here in this third game, and they've just done an incredible job in those two areas here in this game, pull out to a big lead.
Match point here for Heritage. On the return is Franklin. Lowry tries to put it away, can't get it done. Tipped up, Hibbert on the return, block from Colvin. Tartar puts it over. Back over to Myers. She puts it up. Can't they get there? It's blocked. And that is it. Game, set, and match to Heritage Christian. And a good start to the 2020 campaign for Coach Kyla Thomas's squad. It is a 3-0 straight set victory for Heritage Christian tonight.
Well, it was just a tremendous, the first and third games for Heritage Christian. I mean, they put on a tremendous display of great all-around volleyball. Hitting, blocking, defense, aces. I mean, they really could do no wrong in those first and third games. Give credit to Franklin Central, though, in that second set for really hanging tough. But Heritage, the #1 ranked team, and defending state champions in 2A, just too much tonight for them.
And, of course, as you see here, normally there's a handshake at the end of every ball game, but in these times of social distancing and everything else, it looks like they are gathering here for a prayer and, of course, to just acknowledge each other between the net. But, obviously, social distancing has to be taken into account here, and obviously it's really good to see these student-athletes staying safe here, and everybody has done a very good job of staying safe and socially distanced here tonight.
Yeah, they did a great job here tonight at Heritage Christian putting on a volleyball match, and with the pandemic still going on.
And definitely it is. Eric Eaton, it's been a pleasure.
And the same.
For all of us here at Indiana SRN, for Ben Wood, our producer, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. Final score here again, straight set victory for Heritage Christian, 3-0 over Franklin Central. For all of us here at Indiana SRN, I'm Kurt Darling saying so long once again. You've been watching IHSAA volleyball action on Heritage TV, powered by Indiana SRN. So long, everybody.